7th annual MobileBeat conference, and I cannot believe we've been doing this for 7 years. Amazingly, this is our best MobileBeat yet. I'm not just saying that, we have an actually really amazing lineup of speakers, our best ever, and before we start introducing the speakers and getting on with the program, I have a few need-to-know items for you. Before I give you the information you need to get online and start networking, I want to thank some of our sponsors. First, our registration is hosted by LifeStreet Media. Thank you so much to our gold partners, AdTitle, Factual, IBM, Criteo, AppLovin, Tapjoy, and AT&T. Our silver partners, to whom we're most grateful, are App Annie, App Machine, AppsFlyer, Cirrus Insight, Flurry, Mobile App Tracking, Radium One, Supersonic Ads, TapSense, and Sequoia Capital. I want to thank all of our event partners. You can see all their names and logos on the slide, as well as our Nest partners for sponsoring the Nest this year. And our media partners, who are as numerous as fish in the sea or stars in the sky. We're really grateful to them for partnering with us on this event. Our live Twitter feed is brought to you by Mobile App Tracking. This is important. This is where we begin the need to know information. The hashtag for this conference is, any guesses? It's on the slide. MobileBeat. Anybody? Are you guys awake yet? Did you get coffee? You know there's coffee over yonder? I am getting nothing. This is great. Oh, he's got coffee. Good for you, boss. Well, why didn't you say MobileBeat? What's the hashtag, y'all?
MobileBeat.
MobileBeat. Great. The Wi-Fi everybody lives on is brought to you by BlueStacks. If you want to get on their Wi-Fi, go to the network Hilton Events. You'll be taken to a nice little login page. Use the access code BlueStacks, case sensitive, capital B, capital S. And if you're more of a mobile persuasion, which given the theme of this conference would make a lot of sense, you can download our networking app, which will give you some special messages, opportunities to connect with your fellow attendees, and networking is one of the most important reasons you guys are here. So you can download the Visible app for iPhone or Android, search for MobileBeat, and click Join. Now, I am very excited to tell you that we have a bunch of events coming up this fall. In August, we have GrowthBeat. That is our marketing conference, our first ever marketing conference. And we've been focusing so much on marketing technologies that this is going to be a very exciting, very big deal. GamesBeat, our 10th annual GamesBeat, one of our very biggest conferences is coming up in September. And HealthBeat, our second annual HealthBeat, let's call it the second annual HealthBeat, is coming up in October. Now this is just for the next 2 days, only for MobileBeat attendees. You can get early bird pricing for any of these right now, but if you buy one full price ticket for GrowthBeat or GamesBeat, that's $700 and $650 respectively, you can get a second ticket free. 2 for 1, as they say. Now, finally, we are done with the need-to-know part of the day, and we can get on to the exciting stuff. All our great speakers, beginning with VentureBeat's CEO and founder. Wake up and give him a nice round of applause. Matt Marshall.
So welcome to MobileBeat 2014. This is, as Jolie said, our 7th event. It's hard to believe. We started in 2008. And there are, as I thought about it, there's these distinct periods. As we started 2008, there was the app revolution, so Apple kicked it off, and then with the second year, there was the emergence of the Android platform and the mobile platform wars. And then we moved into a different phase where these OSs kind of got in sync, and we moved to talking about design. And then the next year was around experience, which is kind of a little broader than design, because it included things like advertising and how to have the overall design in place. And so this year we've gone even more mature, so we're focusing on how to grow. Now that all these things are in place, how does a company take all this stuff and actually grow to achieve its targets? And so we're not going to be making any predictions per se this year. We're going to let the companies do the speaking themselves. There's a lot of companies coming here to talk about their mobile strategies and what is working for them and what isn't. But there's actually still a lot that isn't working. So, I don't know if you remember last year, if you were here, but I announced that I was getting married, right? So it was actually right before I got married. I got married on July 7th. Instead of, and then so thank you. But this year, of course, it's my 1-year anniversary. So July 7th was yesterday. And so we're moving pretty quickly, by the way. So my wife is pregnant. She's due in December. Thank you. But of course, you know, MobileBeat was coming up, and amid all this this preparation for MobileBeat, I had to do all this work for the anniversary. So of course, I spent some time researching online and on the mobile to do something special around the anniversary this last weekend. And we found ourselves at dinner as part of this, and we ordered an appetizer with a delicious dish that had burrata. I think I've got the first slide here. So this is actually a photo I took with my Samsung of the dish, and it was actually more impressive than it looks right there. It's this huge slab of burrata cheese. I don't know how many of you tried burrata, but I didn't know much about it. My wife being pregnant, we needed to figure out if it was pasteurized because it looked soft. This is actually a second picture of burrata in its full glory. You can tell it's soft. It is silky, smooth, buttery, kind of like mozzarella, but just all those other characteristics. And it was mouthwatering. So we were dying to get started, but we had to do some research. So I started checking around, looking for a site that could tell me whether it was pasteurized or not. So the very first site that Google came up with was very relevant, because this site here, it was cheeselibrary.com, actually had on the left-hand side, I'm not sure if I included it, but yeah, pasteurized right there on the left-hand side at the bottom. It said, yes, it's pasteurized. Very relevant result. But, you know, there have been a number of things that I could do in addition to just finding out that result. I wanted to find out perhaps where to buy burrata. I would maybe figure out what I was going to do after that evening was over, after dinner, maybe go to dessert. But the journey really stopped there. The advertising wasn't relevant to me. If we go back to that slide, you'll see what I found on the desktop, which was, you know, $38 house cleaning deal at a cloud contact center. Now that's on the desktop, but when I was actually on the mobile phone, it did have a link to a artisan cheese store that had things to offer in Carlsbad, which is a couple hours south. It was too far away, and when I went, there was actually no burrata there. It was actually a wine site. And then below that, it had a link to cereal.com, right? Free printable coupons from cereal.com. I hadn't bought cereal for months. I don't know why that was relevant to me. Then when I later checked a couple of days on the desktop, it thought that I was single, and it was asking, there were links saying, hey, are you single? Do you want to meet single runners? And then there was another ad saying, hey, do you want to meet a date on Zoosk.com? So all these links were trying to get to me, but had no relevance. So this is all despite the fact that I had been logged into Google online and in mobile, planning this whole weekend, and despite the fact that I actually submitted forms saying that this was my wedding anniversary to several places that I was checking into. So if this is the experience in 2014, when Google and Facebook and other sites have all this data, it shows that I should be getting more relevant ads than what I was getting. And it shows how much innovation there is yet to come in this industry. There is huge opportunity, right? So there's $137 billion worth of mobile, advertising. A lot of that is going to mobile. Still a fraction of it, but increasingly it's a mobile and in cross-device advertising campaigns. So there is a lot of disruption here and opportunity for a lot of you guys in the room. But this event is not all about advertising, right? So yes, a lot of companies, in fact probably a majority of companies, need advertising, some sort of third party to help attract business to their company. I mean, marketing, advertising of some form. But there's a second way to grow on mobile, right? Which is what this event is about. So this is the first, and then the second way, of course, is if you have a radically engaging site, right? A site that draws you in and keeps you there. So there's examples, as you know, Evernote, you've heard of Airbnb, Uber, and I'm personally addicted to Uber, right? What a great experience, right? So that you see the cars, it's coming to you right away directly. And then when it gets there, you get in the car and the driver turns around and says, hey, do you want a Red Bull? Got some in the back, right? So it's a great experience. Mobile at its core, but it's offering you something offline, right? So we are going to be presenting a lot of these types of companies over the next couple of days as well, right? So there's a mobile advertising ecosystem, but then there's the lessons that these companies are teaching us about how to make our sites engaging. We're going to have at least 10 companies that are presenting their view and strategically drawing more traffic to their sites. So Airbnb and a lot of other brands that you'll see over the next couple of days. That's why VentureBeat is so excited to be a part of this. We see ourselves as an honest broker to find the most engaging sites that we, and companies that we can to help you make better decisions strategically about growing on mobile, right? So that's what this is all about. So let's get the show started. What better way to start than with a gentleman that's helping lead the biggest mobile advertising project in the world. I'll let Jolie introduce him. Come on, Jolie.